Yo team, what up? Jujubear here, welcome back to the channel. Now, this is going to be the first one for the new year, so happy new year to you guys if you haven't watched one already. And this is going to be one from the Cup of Nations tournament. But this is going to be XANTHIPPUS playing as the GETAE, and he's going to be coming up against SWORDSMITH as Athens. So definitely a big task ahead of the Athenians, no matter who they're facing. But it just so happens it's going to be the GETAE here. The GETAE are a pretty tough faction to face up otherwise. And this is a pretty interesting army. I gotta say, both armies are actually quite interesting. I know the rules for this tournament are pretty extensive. People have talked about, you know, too many rules or whatever. I'm not here to judge that or pass assumptions, but it does mean that people bring some pretty interesting armies. So let's have a look at this one here. We got 4 spear horsemen at the back, noble horsemen. There's gonna be 2 of them, including the general. Mercenary Thracian Peltas, awesome stuff. Up the front we got armored spears for days, we got 4 of them. Mercenary axe warriors in the center is going to be his core, so there's 4 of them. And then there's a couple of spear warriors. A spear warrior over there and a spear up here, just defending the flanks I suppose. Now SWORDSMITH, what has he got? We've seen a couple of battles with SWORDSMITH before. We know he's a good player. 2 Tarentine Cav on the flank, there's another one over there on that flank. Ooh, looks like there's another one in the center as well. Slingers on the right flank. There's a Mercenary Thracian Peltist on the right flank as well. There's a couple more in the center. This is all over the place. Might be interesting to see what they're doing once they stop moving around. We do have a Thracian Peltist, a Thracian Warrior out on the flank as well. We've got Mercenary Veteran Hoplites, a couple of Thorax Hoplites as you'd expect. So there's 4 of them and 2 mercenary veterans. We've also got a picked hoplite as the general, so it's pretty nice. A lot of money to spend on one unit. We'll see if that pays off. So a lot of javelins being brought by SWORDSMITH, which is very interesting. We'll see how that works out. So right around on the flanks, these Tarentine Cav are going to see if they can get a couple of kills on the spear horsemen, I suppose. They haven't scored a kill just yet. We'll see if their luck changes anytime soon. Over here we do have him being chased off by a couple of spears and these spear horsemen as well. Still hasn't reached any kills just yet. Looks like SWORDSMITH is going to kind of widen out his formation a little bit. A long line of Thorax Hoplites and Mercenary Veteran Hoplites. Pretty strong stuff. Interesting to see what's going to happen with these Thracian Warriors. He's got 3 of them. They're just kind of situated in very odd positions at this point. Oh, this is juicy. Getting a couple of shots on the noble horseman. That's really bang for your buck. If you can get a couple of kills on those noble horsemen, especially the general, you're going to be paying for your Tarentine Cav in no time. So it looks like we might get an engagement here. These armored spears are going to have a tough time up against these veteran hoplites. Doesn't look like he has a counter attack order being yet. No attack orders. So the mercenary veteran hoplites and some of these thorax hoplites are going to get into combat with no charge orders. The charge bonus on these hoplites is not too bad. And it looks like he's panicking. He's going to have to pull back a couple of these units at some point. The spear horseman chasing off the Tarentine Cav, almost catching them as well. Mercenary axe warriors getting a good melee, good precursor jav off onto these Thracian warriors. And they're not going to get a charge in turn either. Last minute. Don't know if that was applied. So straight off the bat, XANTHIPPUS has got the upper hand, pushing very aggressively in one direction. Looks like he's taking over the left flank of SWORDSMITH. He's going to, charging through the back of his own men. He's going to hit these mercenary Thracian Peltasts. Thracian Warriors. Get a couple of kills and pull out. So it looks like their charge did get applied because they've just absolutely wrecked these Axe Warriors. So SWORDSMITH can thank his lucky stars that happened. The Thracian Warriors, in turn, are going to be destroyed by those noble horsemen. These guys are brutal on the charge. In the center, we do have Thorax Hoplites against armored spears. The armored spears are not going to hold up to that. But looking up the back, there are a lot of ancillary units just waiting in the rears for XANTHIPPUS here. He does have a lot of units there. Oh, bit of a mismicro here. The noble horsemen have been caught by the Tarentine Cav. They aren't actually throwing their javelins right now, but if they could get a couple of javelins off, that'd be deadly for them. But it doesn't look like it's going to work out like that. Spear horsemen coming back and going to charge into those Tarentine Cav. Spear horsemen also coming back, and they're going to surround and destroy this one Tarentine. In the center, the picked hoplites have joined the fight, coming up against these armored spears, going to accelerate their death. Armored spears down to 45 men. Managed to chew through whatever was standing here. Another Thracian warrior has joined in the fight. They're going to destroy this one spear warrior. Surprised it's not happening a little bit quicker here. The Thracian peltas have had to come in and switch out and take on the armor spears while the slingers deploy to take another couple of volleys. Only now has the noble horseman just been activated. It looks like he's trying to defend his Thracian peltas up the back here. But look at the cav for XANTHIPPUS. He's got 2 spear horsemen out in the flank. He's got 2 spear horsemen over here. He's also got 2 of those noble horsemen as well. And he's only just activating his noble swords and axe warriors as well. So it's looking pretty good. But it's only going to be good if XANTHIPPUS can get rid of this big ball of skirmishers. Because there's Thracian peltas, slingers, more Thracian peltas. So if he can get rid of this big ball of skirmishers, then he should be, set to win the game. It's all happening very slowly at this point. Thorax hoplites and picked hoplites managed to shred their way through the center, doing a great job there. Nice charge coming in here from these spear horsemen, just absolutely wrecking a bunch of these slingers. And yeah, that's going to be the end of the game there. Yep. So Swordsmith unable to defend those skirmishes, and that was really the key to victory here. And it may just be a bit of a cleanup due. Though actually the picked hoplites are pretty strong, and the only thing he's got here to defeat them are the noble swords. And the noble swords, it looks like, have just been taken out of the fight. I don't know where they've gone actually. Yep, no noble swords. I think they must have been taken out. Maybe by the slingers or the Thracian peltas. Gonna have a rear charge coming in here by the noble horsemen. Don't quite connect. It's a little bit of an awkward one. Kind of charging through the mercenary veteran hoplites over here. They're gonna get a nice rear charge in here. So there's mercenary veteran hoplites, and these guys are gonna be able to shred a bunch of these spear horsemen. Oh my god, I may have just spoken a little bit too soon here. Thracian peltas still setting up. It looks like they're gonna get charged down by these Thracian warriors. They must be out of ammo because they're getting into combat here. Up against the Thracian peltas and a Thracian warrior. Yep, okay, so it looks like XANTHIPPUS is pretty desperate to get rid of the rest of these skirmishes, getting rear charge after rear charge into the back of these mercenary veteran hoplites. Not the best tools to use, but he doesn't really have much else to kind of deal with this threat. He has got rid of 2 of those slingers, which is huge. But when looking at the field, there are quite a lot of Athenian troops left over. So Swordsmith has done very well. Thorax hoplite being taken to the fight. Another one over here that's going to be able to probably pull through against these guys. Picked hoplite down to only 89 men. How many kills have we got in this guy? 81 kills so far. He's going to be taking out that last mercenary axe warrior. Battle rhythm and hoplite wall being popped. Going to keep them in the fight for a little bit longer against those noble horsemen. Good charge. This is not going to work out too well. I think he's just holding him up for a little bit longer. That veteran hoplite is going to get a lot of kills. But you can see the charges are taking its toll. Down to 16 and 37 on this spear horseman. Thracian peltas coming back into the fight. Do you have a noble horseman and a Thracian peltas over here just sitting there playing with themselves? Armored spear chasing off a Tarentine cav. Wow, the balance bar is actually quite even. Didn't expect this at all. Thracian peltas are actually quite decent in melee combat. Like they hold up for a little bit longer than other skirmishers do. This spear is just absolutely going to eat it. It's not going to last for too long. And this Thorax hoplite being ganged up on by a bunch of lesser units there. That spear is finally going down. This the general is going to need a little bit of help up against that mercenary axe warrior, but this rear charge, very good timing coming up into the back of this the general. And it looks like battle rhythm's just being popped to keep that mercenary axe warrior in the fight. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough to keep them in there. Picked hoplite picking up a bunch more kills. How many kills we got in this? 148 and 41. Wow. I guess they were activated pretty late in the game. So it looks like the balance of power is starting to move in the favor of XANTHIPPUS here. He doesn't have the skirmishes, but there's going to be a pretty blistering fight in here with the picked hoplites. Setting up for another rear charge, I'm sure. Just going to put it in yeah, that'll probably be the end of them. Oh no, this is a mercenary Tarentine. Yeah, cool. So they're coming back. They're going to take... Wow, they just took out the swordsman there. Thracian peltas struggling. under the weight of that Turrentine Cav charge. Again, Xanthippuss is desperate to get rid of this Mercenary Veteran Hoplite, down to 33 men, but they have got 133 kills on a Hoplite. That's insane. Really desperate to get rid of that one unit there. Turrentine Cav turning around. They may be able to take on those Spear Horsemen. Ooh, they might get caught here. Getting a charge in here to keep those guys in the fight. Wow. Wow. How is the timing on that charge? Excellent work by Swordsmith there, just to take out a bunch of those units. There's still 31 picked Hoplites. Going to come in here, wreck a bunch of these Cav units. The Spear Horsemen are not going to be able to hold up to those spear-wielding units. Though Xanthippuss does still have a Noble Horseman here. He's going to be able to chase. He's got the Turrentine Cav on the... No, it looks like they got held up for a little bit longer. Wow. What a turn of events. That is insane. Did not expect that. Okay, the Turrentine Cav are a medium Cav. And they're going to be able to catch a very heavy shot Cav. So if he can just hold those units down, the Noble Horsemen, and attack them with the spear-wielding units, he should be okay. That is insane. 165 kills in the picked Hoplites. 153 on the Mercenary Veterans. Turrentine Cav have done well as well, 91 kills. And 130 kills in the Mercenary Thracian Peltas. What the fuck? Okay, so we do still have an Armed Spear. I think that's pretty much all that's left on the battlefield right now. Oop. And 2 Noble Horsemen. These guys in the late game do immense amounts of damage. So, I mean, if you can get the right charges, this could be game over, Red Rover, for Swordsmith. Looks like they're going to be able to just have a little bit of time to kind of rest their troops. That's okay, a minute and 33 seconds left on the clock. Looks like each player is just content to kind of put down second wind on each of their units, squaring up. Obviously, the Thracian Peltas are going to be out of ammo at this point in the fight. So second wind has been activated, so we got a couple of fresh units. Everyone's fresh, ready for a fight. The Noble Horseman making a beeline for the Turrentine Cav. He really, I don't know what's going on. He really should be making a... Yeah, that's interesting. I would have probably done something different, but Noble Horseman haven't lost a man, just picked up a bunch of kills. Picked Hoplites, lost a lot of men there. Wow, okay, so the Armored Spears, it looks like he's just going to be focusing on this Armored Spears. Interesting choice. And it really did not work out. Wow, okay. So it looks like Xanthippuss might have this. Yep, he's got it. Well done, Xanthippuss, as GETAE, winning out against Swordsmith as the Athenians. Now, looking at the kills, Jesus Christ. That was a long match. This is amazing. These Hoplites getting this amount of kills was insane. Thracian Warriors are also doing quite well. And the Thracian Peltas, absolute, you know, oh my god, Lord Moore. Absolute, you know, plays the game. We've got a couple of Noble Horsemen getting a lot of kills. That was interesting to see that the Noble Swords wasn't actually that effective, but I guess in the right circumstances they probably could have been. I think they were actually getting focused by the Thracian Peltas, which is why we got so many XP ranks here. But that would probably explain why it went down quite quickly. Anyway, thank you so much for sending me the replay. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the tournament so far. I've got a bunch more coming up. I think I've got like 5 or 6 that I'm probably going to be doing today. So keep an eye out for them. Jujubear signing out. Peace.